In honor of Game 7 today, PrizePicks is giving away a free square. Joel Embiid's point projection is set at 0.5 points, meaning that if Joel scores 1 point, you win. If this interests you, sign up using code NBAGoober for a 100% deposit match up to $100. Link is in the description. Sup, dude? We hit 20K subscribers. Thank you all so much for the support. I'm extremely grateful for each and every one of you. As a token of my appreciation, I'm going to sing you guys a little something. Little John Stockton, Little John Johnny Stockton, yeah baby. Thank you. Shout out Alex Brooks Gaming for creating that wonderful melody. Now let's talk about John Stockton. He's an average looking white dude, about 6'1", 170. If you didn't know ball and you saw Johnny Boy walking the streets, you would think he's an accountant or a real estate agent. But nah, my boy was a dog. John is one of the greatest passers in league history, quite possibly the greatest. In his 19-year career, he dished out an unbelievable 15,806 assists, the most in NBA history by a long shot. Second place is Jason Kidd with just 12,091. That's almost 4,000 less assists. To pass Stockton for first, Kidd would have had to play 4 more 82-game seasons, averaging 11.33 assists per game. John was a playmaking savant. He was able to rack up so many assists, of course, because he was good at passing, but also because of his insane durability. Like I just mentioned a few sentences ago, he played 19 seasons in the NBA. Out of those 19 seasons, can you guess how many he played every game on the schedule? I'll give you a second to think. The answer is 17. How is that even possible? Iron Man over here only missed 22 games his entire career. No matter what, you could always count on Johnny Boy to play. He was a tough sumbitch. On the court, John was very physical and gritty, described by Steve Kerr as a dirty bastard. In 1997, Sports Illustrated had a players poll and John was voted as the second dirtiest player behind only Dennis Rodman. As you can see, dirty players come in all shapes and sizes. When it came to shooting the ball, John was extremely patient. For his career, he put up just 9.1 shots a game, which is not very many. He's basically the exact opposite of Michael Porter Jr. Because he didn't take a lot of shots, he was rarely efficient. His career true shooting percentage is just over 60%. With his efficiency, toughness, and playmaking, Stockton was a danger to the opponent in so many ways. This made opposing players fear him, one of those players being Gary Payton, the best defensive point guard of all time. Gary Payton considers Stockton, not Michael Jordan, to be the hardest guy he ever played against. Payton said that matching up with MJ was fun, but matching up against Stockton was scary because he had to guard him all 94 feet and John didn't react to his trash talk. It's kind of funny to think that Gary Payton was scared of a dude who showed up to games in a minivan, but that's just how John rolls, you know what I'm saying? Another area where John dominated was on the defensive end, specifically with stealing the ball. He was a basketball genius with great instincts. He knew what was going to happen before it even happened. This led to him achieving the #1 spot on the all-time steals list with 3,265 steals, another record that seems pretty unbreakable. According to Baron Davis, his welcome to the NBA moment was getting ripped by John twice and then getting benched. Despite Stockton looking like a pretty average dude, there sure were a lot of people who were afraid of him. A lot of people respect Stockton and give him his credit, but there's also a lot of people who consider him to be overrated. Some people think this way because of the system they ran in Utah. The system was basically John passes to Carl and Carl lets that bitch fly. This generated John an absurd amount of low difficulty assists. People use this to discredit him by saying Carl carried him and without Carl, John would be average. I don't think that. I think he would still be really good in any other system. I just think that the system they ran in Utah inflated his stats a little. Utah's system was basically a 2-decade-long assist farm for John. He just had to run a pick and roll or dump it to Carl and voila, there's another assist. The durability of the two definitely helped as well. Like John, Carl was also rarely injured. He only missed 10 games his entire career. And I'm not saying John wasn't an amazing player. I still think he's one of the greatest point guards of all time. It's just there's a very clear reason why John has such wild assist numbers. Like, his numbers are completely ridiculous. The dude led the league in assists for 9 straight seasons. That's insane. Another knock against John is how he never won MVP, let alone came close to winning it. The closest he ever got was in 1989 when he was 7th in MVP voting after averaging 17 points, 13.6 assists, and over 3 steals a game. Karl Malone was 4 spots ahead of him, sitting at 3rd because he was seen as the main guy in Utah. Overrated or not though, who cares? Johnny Boy was still a dog. Over the course of his entire career, Stockton never missed the playoffs. He didn't exactly have the best luck though because he didn't make it to the finals until 1997, and when he got to the finals he was forced to go against Michael Jordan and the Bulls. The Jazz lost the 1997 finals 4-2 after his airness lit up Utah, averaging 32 points a game, while Stockton, who was 34, averaged just 15 points and 9 assists. Good news is, the following year in 1998, the Jazz made the finals again, but sadly for them, Michael Jordan also made the finals again. This clip sums up what happened. John was 35 at this point and he averaged just 10 points and 9 assists. He was getting old and his career was coming to a close. After that last finals appearance, he played 5 more seasons in an attempt to win a ring, but he just could not do it and ended up retiring in 2003. Little John Johnny Stockton may not have a ring, but he makes up for it with the insanity of his career. The dude was as pure a point guard as it gets. He holds not 1, but 2 unbreakable records, and he barely ever missed games. He was different. The year Stockton retired just so happens to be the year T-Mac averaged 32 points a game. And it also just so happens that I made a video on T-Mac last week. You can click right here to watch it. Thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed. Bye, dude.